Hey there, fellow explorers.
Today we're going to continue our look into the Disney fleet. We are now on ship number 3, the Disney Dream.
Disney Dream, dreaming of Disney. Well, I'm ready. You ready?
I'm so ready. Let's go.
Where are they going? What'll they see? It's J&T exploring. So the Disney Dream is number 3 in the Disney fleet. This is the first time Disney went into larger ships. So this one is much bigger than the Magic or the Wonder like we were previously talking about. The Disney Dream holds about 4,000 people. So it's almost like 1,400 more people than the first 2 ships.
Yeah, and you can feel it when you walk onto the ship. They feel very familiar and very similar, but also very different. And you can tell that they're a lot bigger.
The ship launched in 2010, and Jennifer Hudson is this ship's godmother.
So on the back of the ship, we have Sorcerer Mickey with the brooms, if you've ever seen Fantasia, or Fantasia 2000. And then in the atrium, we have Donald Duck at the helm. He's super cute in his little sailor outfit. And this one also has an Art Deco feel like the Magic. So it's a bit more masculine, straight lines.
Angular.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the chandelier in the atrium on this one is this really tall, feathered out.
Like blue and red.
It's pretty. I love this chandelier.
Yeah, it's a good one. The Disney Dream was the first ship that we sailed on. So it does have a special place in my heart, even though it's not my favorite ship of the Disney fleet.
Yeah, but it'll always be our first Disney ship.
Yeah.
And that's something really special.
So we've just stepped on board, and what's the first thing we're gonna do? You know it. Eat. So on the Disney Dream, we also have cabanas for the buffet. This cabanas is themed more to Finding Nemo. They have like the seagulls all over the place. They have murals of scenes from Finding Nemo, and I think they've actually updated it so that it's now scenes from Finding Dory as well, and characters.
Yeah, but again, pretty typical buffet. You can eat your fill as much as you want. It's big. You can sit out on the balcony. You can sit inside. Cabanas on the first 4 ships really are like identical almost. The theming gets a little different on the bigger ships, but like the thought process behind it is exactly the same.
Another cute thing in this cabanas that I don't think they have on the smaller ships is all of the Disney castles around the world in like sandcastle form on the walls. It's really cute.
They also have clocks on the wall with the time it is in every Disney park.
Yeah.
Which is super fun. Also, we have to take a second and acknowledge, I know what you're all thinking. I didn't point to the back of a Spirit jersey for this ship. That was a very serious moment. So I have not purchased a Spirit jersey for the Disney Dream, and it is the only one that we haven't purchased a Spirit jersey for, because the last time we sailed on it, they did not have my size. We are going on the Dream on our next cruise.
Yep.
So I am determined to get a Disney Dream Spirit jersey. We'll see how this plays out. Stay tuned. So just outside of Cabanas on the Dream, there is a sweet shop, which is fun. It's something we get on the bigger ships on the Disney Cruise Line. So on this one, it's Vanellope's. So it's a candy store that's all themed to Wreck-It Ralph. You can get a big ice cream sundae in like Vanellope's car or in a big like trophy mug. Really good. Now Vanellope's is an extra charge for desserts, but they have like specialty gelatos. They have like brownies and like cupcakes and things like that. A
lot of like specialty desserts, similar to desserts that you find like in the parks.
Yeah.
Macarons. They have, like Thomas said, specialty cupcakes, which they'll switch out for different cruises.
Some really fun hidden detail to watch for when you're in Vanellope's is see if you can find Sour Bill from Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
We'll usually make a stop at the sweet shop on the bigger ships because their gelato is so good. But I don't think it's like you have to. If it's not in like your budget, then go to the free soft serve machines.
Yeah, I'm just a freak for ice cream, so...
The poolside quick service options change once we get onto the Dream. So they have a section of it that's themed like Radiator Springs from Cars. They call it Flo's Cafe, the whole thing they call Flo's Cafe. There's like a little road on the ground. And your first stop on the left is going to be Luigi's Pizza. So that's where you can get your slices of pizza, similar to Pinocchio's Pizzeria on the smaller ships. I think they also have like pasta at Luigi's, so I think you can get like rigatoni or stuff, in like a red sauce. And then the next stop on Route 66 is gonna be Mater's Grill. This is where you'll get your burgers, your chicken tenders. Those have we talked about the cruise line chicken tenders?
They are so good.
They're wild. It's weird. It's weird how much like better they are.
Yeah.
On cruise lines.
They're super good. I don't know what they do to them.
Yeah, it's so strange. When you're on a Disney cruise, you have to try the chicken tenders. They're not joking. They slap, as the kids say. And our last stop on Route 66 is going to be Fillmore's Favorites. So this is going to be where they have like the salads and the wraps and like some deli sandwiches, fruit cups, things like that. A little bit lighter, because Fillmore, if you remember from the movie, is a bit more health conscious, a bit more...
He's a hippie.
Yeah, a bit more granola.
So also on the pool deck, we have Frozone Treats, which is where we're going to get those Dole Whips with rum, smoothies, all that good stuff, which is also right next to ice cream, which is your soft serve ice cream you can get all day, every day.
If you're enjoying this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and a subscribe. Come on, you know you want to.
So getting into rotational dining, right off the atrium, we have Royal Palace. This is princess themed to really all of the princesses.
Yeah. This one I think does skew more like Cinderella, because it has like glass slippers in the chandelier, but there's mosaics of like all the princesses.
Like Triton's and Lumiere's, it is more elevated, like French fare.
I think it has the exact same menu as Triton's and like the atrium dining on all the ships.
Yeah. Another interesting thing about this dining room is it actually has two entrances. So you can enter through the door right in the middle of the atrium, or if you go around the right side, there's going to be another door that you can get in.
And that door on the right side is the one that's going to be accessible if you have anyone with like mobility issues who's in a wheelchair or things like that. That right door is going to be the one that's accessible via a ramp. When we went on our last cruise on the Dream, we were with our mom who was in a wheelchair, and so like that was good to know that it was off on that side. Next up, just down the hall from Royal Palace, is Animator's Palette. Now, this is where Animator's Palette gets different. So on the first two ships, we talked about how it's all animation themed, and like it goes from sketches to cartoons. On the Disney Dream, we venture into the world of Nemo. If you've been to like Turtle Talk with Crush in the parks, it's very similar. It's essentially dinner time with Crush. So Crush comes up on the screens around the restaurant and he'll talk to you and the people at your table. He'll ask everyone questions. Everyone has to do like the wave, or there's a part where we all have to like swim. Also, Crush can see you wherever you are in that restaurant. On our first cruise, he came to our table and was telling me that we were going to do the wave later and I had to be on it, and I was like, I got you, Crush. Don't worry about it. And then later on in the evening, he was off on the other side of the restaurant at a screen, and he started the wave over there, but I thought it was going to be different than the wave at our side, and so I didn't do it. And from the other side of the restaurant, he yells, Thomas, where were you, man?
It was really great.
It was so funny. So he's watching you.
So you better pay attention, and you better listen to Crush.
But it's fine. They do like, I mean, there's like Crush comes around, but so do other characters from Finding Nemo. The Moonfish are like doing impressions.
It's definitely going to keep your little ones entertained if you're worried about that during dinner.
Yeah. I prefer the theming on the Magic and the Wonder towards more like classic animation than like Dinner with Crush, but it's fun. It's a good time.
Yeah, I think I also prefer Animator's Palette on the smaller ships because I don't think that those screens are as distracting as like when Crush comes to your table and is talking to you, because you want to watch what's happening and sometimes you forget to like keep eating your food. It's very much like when you go to a restaurant and they have a TV in the corner and you can't stop watching the TV.
Although I will say, on one of our last cruises in Animator's Palette, we were having Pixar night. And the second night, which was Pixar night in Animator's Palette, all of the theming was different. And it was much more towards like animation, and they changed all the props. So like, I think I liked that better
Yeah.
than like Turtle Talk. But the food's still great. The menu is the same as Animator's Palette on the other ships. Delicious. I love that steak. And that pork chop's got my number.
And then the last rotational dining room is Enchanted Garden. So this is themed to the Gardens of Versailles. Throughout your dinner, the time of day is going to change. So you start like in the morning, and then the light fixtures are these flowers, which throughout the night will dim and like start to close. It's really cool. And then there's a screen, you can see some gardens and a fountain, and the sun will change throughout dinner, signaling that it's like later in the day now.
By the time you finish dinner, it's night, and there's like stars out. And like Jimmy said, in the center of the restaurant, there's this really cool like fountain with like water going over it. It has Mickey in it.
Yeah, it's really cute.
And it looks like Versailles. I have to say, we went to Versailles last September, and then we went on a cruise not long after where we ate at Enchanted Garden, and I could definitely tell that we were like at Versailles in the gardens based off of the theming there. Great menu, really fresh food.
This has a very popular appetizer as well, the avocado tuna tower. It's really good, very fresh.
Oh, so good. Yeah, I like the food at Enchanted Garden a lot. Although I will say, like, theme-wise, it's very similar to like Royal Palace, where there's not like a show necessarily. It's really just sort of like eating in a nice themed restaurant. And then we move up to the adult-only dining. So this ship, just like all the others, has Palo. It's obviously bigger on this ship, and it goes all the way out to the edge of the ship, which is really nice on this one. So Palo, again, is Italian fare. You're gonna run into that delicious antipasto that you cannot leave. If you leave without it, I'll come for you. The steaks at Palo are super, super good. The pasta's great. The atmosphere at Palo is just so nice. Again, just a really good escape to get away from like maybe the craziness.
Yeah, just an adult night out. You can watch the sunset over the ocean if you're there at sunset, obviously. And the staff is all extremely knowledgeable, very nice. I've never had a bad experience at Palo.
No.
And then also on the Disney Dream, we have Remy, another adult-only specialty dining. This one is themed to Ratatouille, and it's like a French restaurant. So it's going to be a little more upscale, a little pricier than going to Palo.
Yeah.
So at Remy, it's going to be more of a tasting menu, kind of like prefix. You just pay a set price and you get 5 to 7 courses. And then you can also do a wine pairing too if you want to. We just recently got to go to Remy for brunch, and it was some of the best food I've ever had in my entire life.
So, and that's not like an exaggeration. It was literally some of the best food I put in my mouth.
Yeah.
This last time we were able to go to Remy for brunch, and it was so good. We did the champagne pairing with our brunch, and I absolutely loved that. This next time we're going to Remy for dinner, and I cannot wait to eat the food for dinner.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
gonna be
so
so
excited. Remy is pretty pricey, so if you're being budget conscious, maybe skip out. But honestly, if you can reasonably afford it, honestly, it's so good.
Yeah, Remy is a little bit harder to get a reservation for too. It is maybe like a third the size of Palo.
Yeah, it's teeny tiny.
Very small, intimate space, so it's harder to get a table. But yeah, if it's in the budget for you and you enjoy like nice dining experiences like that, then like absolutely, I can't recommend it highly enough.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
And just like at Palo, there is a bit of a dress code for Remy. It's not too crazy, just, dress up a little bit. No tank tops and shorts and stuff like that.
Swimwear.
I think at Remy you need to wear a jacket. Men need to wear a jacket.
Yeah, I think so. For dinner.
Yeah.
We usually dress up for dinner anyway. We like to, so it's not usually an issue for us, but we will usually dress more formal for like Palo or Remy. Then in between Palo and Remy, there's a bar and lounge called the Meridian Bar. So it's called that because it's in the middle. It's so cute in there. It's all themed to travel, so like the couches all around look like luggage, and the tables have like passport stamps on them.
They have little balconies that you can go out and enjoy your drink looking over the aft of the ship.
Yeah, the last cruise we went on, we did Behind the Magic of the Ship tour. And so it started out in the Meridian bar, so we got to like chill in there and like soak in all the details for a while, and that was really fun. Which also, side note, if you're like a Disney nerd at all, I would highly recommend always look on the Navigator app and see when they're doing the like behind the magic of like the ship, whatever ship you're on. There's going to be a tour about like the art and the architecture and the Imagineering details on the ship. That's so fun. We've done a few of them now, and I absolutely love them.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do.
Totally.
Just to learn like the inspiration for the ship and the different theming and art that goes into it.
Yeah, well, in details, like even though you've maybe been on the ship for a few days, like you maybe would have never noticed.
Mm-hmm. And then kids clubs, again, we have the same kids clubs. That's hard to say.
Same kids clubs.
Kids clubs. We have on every ship. So we're gonna start with Small World Nursery for the little ones, and then we're gonna go into Oceaneer Club, Oceaneer Lab, same thing, and then there is Edge, and then Vibe for the teenagers. And one of them I think is in the funnel, and also I believe on the Dream and the Fantasy there's a space in the bow of the ship that's like teen only space. They have a pool, they have like lounge chairs, like smoothies, stuff like that. Right at the front of the ship. It's like their own private hangout.
Just like on the other ships, there is an adult-only section of this ship. But I will say, on the larger ships, I feel like the adult-only section, even though it's open to all ages during the day, I feel like it definitely lends itself to like keeping younger ages away during the day. It's much more tucked away. On the Dream, it's called the District. So they're themed more towards like nightclubby like lounges. When you walk down the hallway, there's all these like silhouettes of like paparazzi and stuff like taking your picture. When you first walked into the District, there's like the District lounge area. There's just like a small little bar in there. Sometimes they'll do trivias or things in there.
And then we have Pub 687. So an interesting fact about this is that 687 is the number that was assigned to the Dream while it was being built. So a fun bit of Disney trivia knowledge for you. So it's really cute. They have some like photos of the ship being built in there, and it's a pub, so this is where they're gonna have like the sports games. You can get like draft beer and stuff like that. And then next to that we have Pink, which is the champagne bar.
Pink.
It's really cute. It's like little, everything in there is pink and like bubbly looking.
Yeah, the whole room is shaped like a bubble.
Yeah.
You like walk into a bubble.
And the District is really like twisty.
Yeah, it's a
windy hallway.
It's like a maze in there a little bit.
Yeah.
You for sure can. I mean, if you've spent a lot of time drinking down there, I think you for sure would be like, how do I get out?
It can be a little confusing. Sometimes you have to go through a bar to get to another bar.
Then in the District, there's also a bar called the Skyline Lounge. That one's really fun. We did an alcohol tasting in that one too. It was a mojito and caipirinha tasting. But that's a fun bar. It's themed more towards like, you're at the top floor of like a hotel in a major city. And so there's windows all along, and then every few minutes, the view completely changes and you're in like Paris, and then it changes and you're in New York, and it changes and you're in like Sydney. So it's really fun because you get to see a ton of different skylines from around the world just as you like sit there and enjoy your drink.
It's another like very small, intimate space. That's one thing I'll say. Most of the bars and lounges on the larger ships are smaller. There are more of them, but they're a lot more intimate, I would say.
Yeah, which I prefer.
Yeah.
Then we have the big nightclubby area bar place, and on the Dream it's called Evolution, so it's all themed to like butterflies. There's butterfly wing motifs all over the place. It's a big space. This is again where they'll do like some of the variety acts will perform there. They'll do trivias, they'll do bingo usually in this space because bingo is very, very popular.
They'll do like the silent disco in here because there's like a big dance floor.
Those are so weird to look at.
I know.
It is so bizarre to see a bunch of people just like, but it's totally silent.
Yeah. And then on the pool deck, we have, of course, Cove Cafe. So they also have on the pool deck Satellite Falls, which is like the adults only pool area. It's where the satellites are on the ship, and then they have water coming down so you can like sit in the water.
Satellite Falls is cool. And there's also like the Quiet Cove pool. Another bar on the ship that isn't adults only. Well, you have to be over a certain age to drink. In the main lobby atrium, there's the Bon Voyage bar, which is just like right as you first enter the ship. It's just like a little bar in the atrium that you can sit and have a drink at.
Yeah.
So on the same note of Satellite Falls, let's talk about the pool deck. So up on the pool deck, this, on the big ships, introduces us to the Aqua Duck. The Aqua Duck is a water coaster at sea, so super, super fun. You start out in one of the funnels and you get on tubes and you slide down the water slide and it shoots you up the hills and down and through the other tunnel, and like, it's so much fun. I love the Aqua Duck.
And most of the tunnels are clear, so while you're like over the edge of the ship, you can like look out into the ocean. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's super, super fun. The only downside to the Aqua Duck is everyone loves it, so a lot of times it can have quite a wait. But there are ways, like if you go first thing in the morning, or if you go first thing when you board the ship, or if you don't feel like getting off of the ship at port, you can cut down the line that way. We always get off the ship at port, because otherwise why did I go to port? But the Aqua Duck is a lot of fun. I love the Aqua Duck.
Yeah, it's a great slide. Also on the pool deck, we have Nemo's Reef. So this is like the little kids splash zone. Really made for like the little kids. And then we have the Mickey pool and the Donald pool. Also on the pool deck, we have Goofy's Sports Deck, which is really fun. They have a mini golf course that goes around the back side of the ship.
I totally forgot. I wasn't even gonna say the mini golf. I love the mini golf.
Yeah, it's one of our favorite things to do
Yes.
on the bigger ships. It's really fun.
So much fun.
And then on the bigger ships, they also have virtual sports. Like you can hit virtual golf balls.
Yeah, it's like a big sports simulator.
Yeah.
Very popular. It books up really far in advance. I don't understand it really.
Yeah, we've never done it.
No, but neither of us is really like the sports.
No.
Mini golf's as crazy as I get. But there's also like a basketball court.
I think they have foosball.
Yeah.
Maybe ping pong.
I think, yeah. But mini golf for sure. Do the mini golf.
Yeah.
It's fun. They've got like a Goofy course you can follow or a Max course you can follow. I know there's something so crazy about like doing mini golf on the back of a ship, like while it's at sea. It's fun.
Sometimes it'll mess up your game though.
Oh, totally. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
On the Disney Dream, just like all the other ships, there's the Senses Spa and Salon, as well as the Senses Gym. Again, the spa is a great place to unwind, go to the rainforest room, go get a massage, get a pedicure, get a facial, get a hot stone treatment. They also do a lot of like beauty procedures, which I don't think we mentioned before. So like if you want to, I know they do procedures to like get rid of cellulite and like things like that. So they have so many different treatments that they offer in the Senses Spa. And then again, the gym is connected, and if that's your life, I'm so happy for you. You will not find me there.
And then of course we have D Lounge, just like on all the other ships. It's where we do the family game shows, a lot of different events. They'll do trivia, bingo, DVC, meet and greet, lots of good stuff in D Lounge.
And little insider tip, sometimes a lot of the events that happen in D Lounge end with like a secret character meet and greet.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of things in D Lounge where suddenly, unexpectedly, they go, and here's Goofy and Max, or like a character will just show up.
Yeah.
So, super fun way to see characters that maybe you weren't planning on seeing. The shopping on the Disney Dream starts the same as the other ships. We can shop at Shutters, we can book a photo session there, we can buy the photos that the professional photographers have taken throughout your incredible vacation. You can go to the Vista Gallery, which is down by Enchanted Garden, where you can see all the artwork that different artists have painted that are themed to Disney Cruise or just Disney in general.
And then for your main like souvenir type shopping, we actually have 3 altogether. So we have Mickey's Mainsail, of course. We also have White Caps again, and then we have Sea Treasures.
So the biggest difference what we get on the big ships is that all the shopping is in like one space.
Yeah. And it's like right outside of the Walt Disney Theater. So that's where you can buy like a golden Mickey after you watch the golden Mickeys.
Also, again, we mentioned this in one of our other videos, but a huge tip is you don't have to buy what you have in your hands in the specific shop you're in. So if I pick up a couple Spirit jerseys in like Sea Treasures, but I see something over in Mickey's main sale that I also want, they all run on the same system, so you can take them over to the other shop and like get everything you want and then just purchase it all in one transaction. It doesn't have to be necessarily in the store where that item was on display. And then the last place to shop is actually up on the pool deck. There's a store called Who's It's and What's It's, and that's where you can buy really a lot of like the pool things. They sell like bathing suits, they sell sunblock, they sell like hats and sunglasses in there. It's just a tiny little shop. But you can find some good stuff in there. We just bought like some rash guards in there the last time.
As for some of the entertainment on the ship, we have the Buena Vista Theater, where you can see those first run movies again. And then we have the Walt Disney Theater, which is the live Broadway style shows. On the Dream, we have Beauty and the Beast, the Golden Mickeys, and Believe.
So Beauty and the Beast is a condensed version of the new live action Beauty and the Beast. They rewrote it for the stage and put it on the Disney Dream. And then Golden Mickeys is the same show that we talked about on our Disney Wonder video. It's all about like the red carpet and like this award show and like things are going wrong, and then we go play by play through different Disney songs, and we might end up with a happy ending, we might not, who knows. And then Believe is another like Disney variety show where we go through a storyline, we learn how to believe in magic. Really, really cute. The Disney variety shows are always my favorite.
Yeah.
So the Disney Dream is probably one of the most common ships that I think people have sailed on, because it does a lot of itineraries in the Bahamas. It does all through the Caribbean, it does Bermuda, it does Canada.
On the East Coast.
New, though, to the Disney Dream is it is now the ship that lives in Europe for part of the year. So you can do a transatlantic sailing on the Disney Dream, and then it does cruises all through Northern Europe. It does like Spain, you go down into like the Greek Isles. I would love to do a Greek Isles cruise sometime.
I would love to do all of them.
I know, just all of them. Disney, if you're watching, will happily come. So there's just an overview of the Disney Dream. It's a ship we really enjoy. I mean, we enjoy all of the ships. Like we said, the Dream will always have a special place in our hearts because it was our first ship. But it is bigger. You do run into like some crowd issues. If you go to Castaway Cay or like a smaller port, I definitely feel like you'll feel how large the ship is. But that's not necessarily always a bad thing.
Yeah.
On a bigger ship, you're always going to feel the ocean a lot less. So if you're running into an issue with like seasickness, then definitely I would aim for a bigger ship rather than one of the smaller ships. But it's just a beautiful ship in the Disney fleet, and I absolutely love the Disney Dream.
It's a great ship. So we hope this video helped you if you're planning a trip on the Disney Dream, or if you're still just trying to decide which ship to take.
So until next time,
Keep on exploring.